क्वालिटी नहीं क्वांटिटी चाहिए फ़िलहाल। हाँ नोवलेट की स्टोरी क्वेस्ट है ये।
That's right.
No, but why? Nicolette, Sidine, hey there. What are you two talking about?
हाँ सीडीन वगैरह सब लोग यहीं बिजी थे।
Thank you for your
So, what is it?
a Melusine named.
And
That is all the information.
I have no idea what I've checked.
बाय द वे मैंने जितनी भी स्टोरी कस्ट करी है आर्कन कस्ट प्रोग्रेस करने के लिए करी है आज तक, मतलब लाइक इससे पहले मतलब कभी भी मैंने कभी करी नहीं इसके अलावा स्टोरी कस्ट।
Judging from Sadine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's
I cannot tell. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all of it.
Come on, stop being so secretive.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark. I need some time to. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust. But I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security.
They must have been amazing people to receive.
Indeed. The reforms damaged the interests of. The incident resulted in all Melus. I granted their wishes when many common folk believe that some of them, I have not. It is all.
There's the guard.
Based on the political. However, since
Outside, but aren't you the...
I understand what you know very well about my true. Even though I was taking on the role, I have lived in Fontaine for a.
Yeah, let's do...
I will write my. Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a.
भाई ख़त्म कर दो यार, बस बहुत है नोवेलिटी भाई।
So Nicolette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but...
स्टार भाई क्या हाल है, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम ब्रदर, लाइक कर देना। ब्रा नाइस। नहीं रुको, आर्कन कस्ट खुल गई क्या मेरी? पहले चेक कर लेते हैं ना। पूरी करनी पड़ेगी लगता है, ये वाला सेक्शन पूरा ही करना पड़ेगा। अरे आर्कन कस्ट के लिए क्या क्या करता है इंसान देखा जाए तो। मैं वर्क पे हूँ, ज़्यादा देर नहीं रहूँगा। इट्स ओके ब्रदर, इट्स ओके डू द वर्क ब्रो, वर्क इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट, वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट एक्चुअली।
Kiara.
Monsieur Nicolette! Oh, I remember.
Actually, I should add some music, bro.
I heard from Sidine that you.
Threatening. The letter fell through the... But Sidine told me...
Have you run in?
Suspicious-looking people?
Like, story quest तो मेरे को नहीं पसंद, ये भी story quest चल रही है तो फिर I am getting bored.
Do you still have the letter with you?
Oh, let's see.
Now then. A simple threat. Neither the handwriting. We can't rule out that since you can't think of anyone's. Kiara, you should come with us.
Sure. Wait.
But you are being.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara with us around. Thank you, traveler. Thanks, Sis Paimon.
All right.
We'll take you to a lost...
Big sis Paimon.
How old are you? Let me think. 1, 2, 10? I can't remember. But I remember coming to the court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago.
Oh.
Did Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago.
They are 400 years old.
Your big sister too?
Paimon is a celestial being, you know.
Good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis. Huh.
She's an idol or something? Idol. Oh. Chale.
Strange.
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, these two.
Oh, they're the trap.
I thought so. Did you run into any?
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course.
What the fuck she doing, ba? What the fuck she doing?
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all. That was quick. What were you inspecting? I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melusines have special eyes that can see things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melusines can see the residual stains for some time. Pretty.
All right. Now, hear me out.
Of course.
Please wait a.
Seems like they get along, huh? What are you looking at? Is there really someone watching us?
Look for suspicious person. Suspicious. All I can think of. Oh, Charlotte. Hey, what's up, brother?
Isn't he?
What's that BTW?
Gotcha!
How you doing, ZBTW, brother?
What are you doing here? Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't...
Threat letter?
What threat?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation.
You want to interview?
That's right. But it's not an easy. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating. Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
I see. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
All right, then.
मेरे को खुद नहीं पता भाई. हेलो, कौन सा लेटर आ रखा?
Just so I'll ask my colleague, but I gotta.
Why?
People care.
हाँ वेल, आर्कन क्वेस्ट हो जाएगी. बस ये वाला चैप्टर पूरा हो जाए,
That was a nice...
फिर आर्कन को स्टार्ट करेंगे भाई. मेन जो है हमारी. दिस इज सो बोरिंग.
What do you think?
वो भी आ गई वे.
It's
द बिग बटन वन.
What are you doing here? It seems that you...
As I passed by the Palais Marmonia, technically speaking, I happen to have some time. Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillette.
Okay, then. We'll leave.
खुल गई क्या आर्कन क्वेस्ट? एक बार देख लेता हूँ. Please complete this Archon quest. I don't want to. Archon is sorry, story quest. Someone. Oh my god. Well, whatever. I have to catch her Nolet now. Nolet, come with me. It's the money, bro. Come on, money.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right? That is good to... I've been looking over... I've come up with... On the other... Don't worry. Thank you.
5 तो नहीं है, 5 से ज़्यादा है। खैर ये हो गया। About the smuggling case.
Have you made any progress?
We skipped through some of them, but there's still.
I would love to answer. If memory serves me right, there should be at least.
Whoa.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read.
All right. Let us take a break then.
हाँ सीरियसली 5 डॉक्यूमेंट बनने के बाद ब्रेक ब्रो 100 पड़े हैं अभी, तो कम से कम 50 के बाद ब्रेक ले सकते थे। नहीं, बट हमें लेना है 5 के बाद ब्रेक। नाइस।
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Please pardon my lack of consideration.
People
People
really
rarely
like
come
them
to the Palais Mammonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should... Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps? You must be thirsty after all that work.
Ah, bruh, it was nothing.
You.
I've been through worse.
Paimon wonders what Novelette likes. He seems like the type.
सीरियसली वो खुद ड्रिंक्स लेने गया है।
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
Primordial water, bro.
An
5 months.
astute observation. It is indeed water.
Primordial sea water.
So it's just plain old.
What did you think it was?
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer some.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated. I believe you've already tried Fanta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine. Said water is sourced from all across Tivat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liu's Chints. Here is one of their latest products. Water from Sumeru's Apam Woods. If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm.
What the fuck is this story quest? I'm not here to talk about fucking water, bro. भाई क्यों? Like.
What do you think?
Well, whatever, bro. जल्दी खत्म करते हैं.
Hey, this doesn't have to do with. Oh, could it be because you're the hot? We are allowed to bring that up. Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for 8. Sorry. Paimon was.
There's nothing to hide. I accepted this.
Questions.
Many, in fact. In essence, I lost many memories from them. Perhaps the...
True.
I have been holding on to... But there is one thing. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities.
Have you made any progress?
Perhaps, but...
भाई please भाई.
I wasn't able to find...
Water? Do you...
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by... Perhaps we should go.
Perhaps we should go on. हो गया.
A Palais Mermonia.
अरे यार नहीं भाई, हो चुकी है वो quest.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at... Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening.
प्लीज भाई अब मेरे को आर्कन क्वेस्ट करने दो, मैंने नहीं करनी है क्वेस्ट. हो गया खत्म.
Hello. In the meantime, please have...
That's all right.
लाइक सीरियसली भाई कुछ ज़्यादा ही बकवास होती है इसमें. तो मेरे को पसंद है आर्कन क्वेस्ट में, पसंद है ये बकवास है, ऐसे नहीं पसंद. और पायमोन तो बहुत गंदा लगता है मुझे उड़ता हुआ.
All right.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you
खैर जो भी हो, अब तो और हेट बढ़ गया भाई। जब से डिया मिली है तब से ज़्यादा हेट हो रहा भाई मुझे।
Do you have any?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that
Immersed in primordial sea.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right. Paimon felt it too.
मैंने मार के आया हूँ अभी, वो थोड़ी देर पहले स्ट्रीम में ही मारी थी।
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short
कोई फर्क नहीं
period.
पड़ता मुझे।
Navia should be in Pozo.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'll have to ask you two to go to...
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please be careful.
Okay, I guess मैं आर्कन क्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ अब। Yep. Let's do the Archon quest, baby. Let's go. Archon quest. भाई सुबह के बंदे सुबह के कर रहे हैं आर्कन क्वेस्ट, मैं अब कर रहा हूँ जाके। मतलब ठीक है भाई, अच्छी बात है सुबह के कर रहे हैं। अब मैं अभी से अब स्टार्ट करूँगा, मतलब स्टार्ट क्या करना ही पड़ेगा अब तो। आर्कन क्वेस्ट में क्वालिटी अलग होती है।
Navia should be around here.
वो लड़की जो कि आधी मर गई थी, आधी मर गई थी नहीं, क्या बोलूँ क्या बोलूँ मुझे खुद नहीं पता। खैर जो भी हो।
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
What do I do now?
Look, there's someone.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
Bro, it's not that high, just jump and use glider or something.
He looks pretty sad.
My leg! How could this...
Just hang in there. Help is on the way.
Oh, nice, bro. A lot happened, I guess. What the fuck happened, to be honest? No. The right amount is always the amount that is right.
It's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
Yes, I am. She'll say.
You're here.
We heard there was a.
Yes.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to...
He's wounded?
He fell.
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell...
Understood.
All right. You'll...
My main question is, it is the Archon quest, right?
Right.
It is, I guess.
Allow me to...
I don't know.
We suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water, leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. Espina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. The water that no one knows if this could happen again. All we can...
How awful.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that...
Is there any
Primordial seawater, seriously.
Thank you. for being so willing to help in a...
We're missing some people, aren't we?
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
I'll be right there.
What do you mean by, bro?
Sorry. I need to go for now.
Just go and do your job, you ungrateful.
Now she goes. Seems it
Ah,
might be a
well,
while
whatever.
before she can take a break.
What Navia walks around talking with people who are organizing various.
Wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary hunt. More support has just arrived, so... Of course, Traveler. Paimon. Would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Huh? Right now?
Thank you.
Oh, achievement free. Nice. Always ready to have some free achievement. Okay. भाई फुरिना नहीं मिली मुझे सेमेस्टर की पहले भी गया था मैं शायद से सेमेस्टर में तो गया हुआ हूँ एक्चुअली मैं सेमेस्टर में इससे पहले भी हो यहीं पे तो है उसकी सीजर की लाश यहीं पर थी सीजर की लाश जो कि मैंने खुद दबा नहीं मतलब जो कि मैंने खुद देखी है खोद के देखी मैंने सीजर की लाश खोद के
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation plus...
That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
There's no need to push herself so hard. Sobbing. Oh, she's crying, bro. She's crying.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Maloose and Silver. They won't ever come back here again.
Oh, they both died, bro.
What should I do?
Huh? What happened to them?
I'm sorry for them a lot.
Agreed on the rescue plan, but still... I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time. And they were caught in the seawater.
Bro, we'll bring them back
I could
easy.
at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Maloose and Silver, they're
They're
just...
gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half...
See,
Silver,
it's
huh?
not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later.
No matter who they are.
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking.
I'm quite serious.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe...
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else. I promised to let them rest in peace here. But here... I'm sorry for letting you see me in a...
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel.
I'd always thought Moose and Silver. I'm so...
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia.
By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Oh, Benna. So...
It's okay. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
Right. Don't think that way, Navia. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone.
You're right. What you said just now was...
Oh.
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. That doesn't quite fit this time. Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive development.
Yeah.
We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed, as I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day...
Help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon, I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some...
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Terre. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just...
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence net. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation my people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster...
So, that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider.
Paimon, seriously? You are not trustworthy though. You are just my food. Just my small little portion of food, bro. Emergency one at that.
Tag along.
You wish to join Miss Navi?
I will not carry a bitch, bro.
I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back. There's no point in it. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my...
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say?
We'll go to the ruins together. Okay, brother.
All right.
Let's go.
The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
नया रीजन पुराना रीजन मैंने खोला नहीं है बट हो सकता है नहीं शायद से नया रीजन बाकी पता नहीं नया रीजन ये वाला है पुराना ही है हाँ वैसे मेरी पिटी बनी या नहीं बनी हाँ 2 3 4 3 15 की पिटी है मेरी अभी 15 की पिटी इसका मतलब 15 की पिटी का मतलब है मेरे को बनानी पड़ेगी और ज़्यादा नहीं बस थोड़े बहुत विशेष चाहिए मुझे बिल्कुल ज़्यादा नहीं है विशेष भाई कितनी विशेष चाहिए बट ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए कितनी चाहिए मेरे को चाहिए तो यार पता नहीं क्या सोचते इतना ज़्यादा क्यों सोचता हूँ मैं अगर मैं मान के चलो मेरी पीटी बनेगी 75 पे ठीक है तो फिर मुझे 60 विशेष और चाहिए 60 ठीक है मतलब आगे 60-70 मान के चलो 70 विशेष और चाहिए मुझे कितने की है डोमेन 90 लेवल की गलती नहीं कर रहा मैं सिर्फ शोगन ले जाके पैनेट बफ देता है हिंचू वेपराइज
Let's finish this swiftly.
क्या हाल है पारस भाई के बढ़िया सब ब्रदर कैसे है दिया भाई है बस लेवल 20 की कर दी है उससे ज़्यादा मैं करूँगा नहीं ठीक है क्या होना डिया को बढ़िया है भाई बढ़िया दिखाऊं क्या ये रही भाई ये रही कहाँ गई ये रही भाई डिया दिख रही है ये रही बनाऊं क्या इसको मेरे को कुछ नहीं करना पड़ेगा वेपन है मेरे पे ये पड़ा हुआ ये दे दूँगा ठीक है ये वेपन दे दिया टैलेंट वगैरह भी बढ़ाने के लिए कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं फेस फूस में आज की लेवल अप करने के लिए भी कुछ नहीं है करने को भी कर दूँ भाई बना दूँगा भाई पूरा मैं उसको प्रॉपर बना दूँगा पूरा मेरे पे आर्टिफैक्ट भी पड़े हुए डी लुक के दे दूँगा मेरी भी 50 लेवल की पड़ी है मैं 20 से ज़्यादा नहीं करने वाला इसको यार बट एक बात है और फिलहाल आर्कन क्वेस्ट पे ध्यान देते हैं क्या करना 68 का ही दिया कम है बहुत बट क्या करें What the fuck was that? दादा कोंदाना क्या होता है भाई? What the fuck was दादा कोंदाना? Oh oh oh. अभी तक करी नहीं क्वेस्ट भाई। कैसे करता भाई, कैसे करता? मैं डिस्पेयर में था पूरे, ठीक है, पूरे डिस्पेयर में था, डिस्पेयर में भाई साहब जिसको बोलते हैं भाई। मतलब लाइक आज इतना कुछ हुआ है भाई मेरे साथ। मैं क्या बताऊँ तुझे पारस भाई, कॉलेज से नाम कट गया, फिर ऊपर से भाई ये 50-50 भी हार गया मैं अपना, ठीक है, हर बारी 50-50 हारता हूँ भाई। एनीमे देख रहा था भाई मैं बैठ के 2 बजे से। कोई ना भाई, होता है। अरे यार मेरे साथ कुछ ज़्यादा ही होता है एक्चुअली, मेरे को बस मज़ा भी उसी में आता है, सच बोलूँ पता लगता है भाई। ये क्या लिखा है? मैं तो सो गया था अभी उठा। भाई सही है भाई, सो जाओ भाई। फरीदा तुम पे तो यार, तुम तो सो गई भाई। तुम्हें क्या दिक्कत है भाई? अब करेंगे वे आर्कन ओनली, अब आएगा मज़ा। सब पे हो गया एक आर्कन, ठीक है भाई। मैं अपना जोंगले या फिर शोगन यूज़ करूँगा, ठीक है। रात को नींद ही नहीं आ रही थी, एक्साइटमेंट थी। हाँ मेरे को भी थी। प्राइमोन सीरियसली ब्रो, मैं स्टोरी क्वेस्ट वाले चैलेंज कर आ रहा हूँ, मैं वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट कर आ रहा हूँ। मुझसे ये नहीं होगा हैं? ये नहीं होगा मुझसे, ऐसा हो सकता है? और ये आर्कन क्वेस्ट है भाई, इसमें तो सब बताते हैं कि कहाँ कहाँ जाना, क्या करना। सबसे बढ़िया चीज़ भाई, मेरे को भी थोड़ी बहुत तो एक्साइटमेंट ही थी, वो तो भाई मर गई भाई मेरी। अब तो भाई मन ही नहीं कर रहा खेलने का। कोई नया कैरेक्टर भी नहीं पता मुझे ढंग का सा जो कि आएगा। अबे नहीं गिर रहा था मैं, नहीं गिर रहा था मैं भाई। अच्छा ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, नहीं गिरा इन लोगों ने मुझे, ठीक है। अरे नहीं बहनचोद, गिरी वहाँ की, गिरी। अरे गिर गई, नहीं गिरी, नहीं गिर गई। अच्छी है क्वेस्ट, बहुत अच्छी है क्वेस्ट, ये मज़ा आएगा। देखते हैं भाई, देखते हैं। अरे अच्छी तो है यार बट भाई अब नेक्स्ट साइनो और आर्टो आएगा। आर्टो करने की सोच रहा हूँ मैं, बट आर्टो मन नहीं कर रहा यार करने का। मन तो कर रहा कोई और भाई, रहने दूँ भाई। और कौन सा करेक्टर आ रहा है वैसे, नाम बताइए भाई, और कौन कौन से आ रहे हैं आर्टो साइनो के अलावा इसके बाद? अभी नेक्स्ट साइनो आया तो उसके अलावा आया तो यूज़ करने से सेटिंग, हाँ वो तो मुझे पता है, वो मिलती है। करने को आया तो पुल कर सकता हूँ, आया तो हाँ। ये प्राइमोडियल सी वाटर में, ठीक है भाई। इसका ट्रायल, रुको क्या सीन है भाई? भाई वैसे और कौन से आ रहे हैं उसके अलावा, आर्ट और साइनो के अलावा?
excited about something. Desiree, Joyvin, Julien, Essen. And as for the judge... Where's Mr. Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind him?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Okay. एक नया जियो कैरेक्टर आ रहा 5 स्टार. नाम क्या है भाई इसका? और 4 स्टार पायरो भी आ रहा. नहीं, और ये नहीं.
My dear Miss Navia, as all here know, you are Master Callus's successor. After you took up, not only you, yes, we are one, but therefore...
Huh? Everything...
Oh, well...
I know all these people. Why are you laughing?
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
रुको. यही तो नाविया.
What was that, Mr. Malus?
हाँ, नाविया यही है पायरो कैरेक्टर. अच्छा, जियो कैरेक्टर है ये. ठीक है. अबे यूज क्या जियो करती है यूज? नाविया 5 स्टार जियो कैरेक्टर है. और हाँ ठीक है. 5 स्टार पायरो ठीक है. जियो कैरेक्टर है ये.
Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. Even if
ये भी सही है.
I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We
and you would call this justice? Have you forgotten how much you
If your justice is flawed, then why should...
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall demand fact.
है जियो है. हाँ वो रही. हाँ वे जियो है तो. बट इसके मूव क्या है भाई? छोड़ भाई, मैं तो पायरो आर्कन पुल करूँगा भाई. भाड़ में जाए ओवर.
Julian, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier, even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Oh. अभी तो बहुत बड़ी है ये क्वेस्ट. आराम से करूँगा मैं तो.
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair.
आराम से करूँगा भाई मैं. ये वो है. अभी तो राइडन और नहिडा भी आएगी. नहिडा निकालूंगा भाई. नहिडा या फिर कुछ और देख लेंगे. जो मिलेगा वो सही. क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है.
How could she possibly?
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia. Silence.
नो ये आ गया. ये सब लोग मेरे हैं, मरे हुए हैं. ठीक है. वो तो मुझे पता है. ये सब लोग मरे हुए.
Please leave with me. Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind, does it? My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized. This shall be
our last goodbye. और ये जिंदा है अभी भी.
Silver.
Quickly, you must come now. Goodbye.
बचा लिया भाई नोवेलेट ने. सही है भाई नोवेलेट. भाई मूवी से अच्छी स्टोरी इन्होंने गेम में डाल दिया. भाई पता है. ठीक है. बट ये थोड़ा सा स्किप वाला थोड़ा सा. गुड नोवेलेट.
must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were
defending me at some insane time.
Looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness disappeared.
Oceanide, huh?
Did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with the...
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw.
I always told them that they didn't have
To protect me, to think they would keep doing even after death.
Please come with me.
Yep, he's okay.
Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, hi, my nose.
I merely thought that we should give Nadia some time to herself.
Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so. Seriously, bhai.
I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Euroclede hasn't been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
आओ ये वैसा ही ड्रैगन है क्या मतलब ये थोड़ा ठीक है समझ गया क्या था ये पहले
Thank you. I haven't.
He still doesn't know what to talk about.
यार
Let's chat about something else then.
talk about
So, Nicolette,
probably quite the swimmer huh bro
going anywhere?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave. We had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who would have thought you'd wrap things up so quickly?
Navia came back on her feet. Huh?
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that.
ये कौन है भाई?
Much better now.
फुरीना मिली?
I guess we should get going again.
दिया.
Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, I don't mind my company.
क्या करना है? अच्छा कंटिन्यू करना है. ओके. चल 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 चल. ओके. नाइस. बफ नहीं मिल रहा ना डिबफ हो रहा है ढंग से. आई थिंक ये जगह गिरने वाली है मोस्ट प्रोबेबली. यस. ओ बॉय ये भी गिर रहा है. अरे नहीं बे. हाँ गुड. तो बैनेट का बफ नहीं बना भाई। डी लुक का बड़ी जल्दी बन जाता है, एक बात है। ऑलमोस्ट गिर गया था मैं। ओह ये ओपन एरिया काफ़ी देखा जाए है। कहाँ ये एरिया एक्चुअली? मैप में हुई नहीं मैं वहाँ। ओह ये वो है, रूइंस है, तो मैप में कैसे होंगे ये? मैं तो भूल ही गया था। डीबफ दिया और नाइस 89,000 मर गए दोनों के दोनों। डीबफ का काम आता है, बहुत काम आता है डीबफ। अगर मैं जोंगली का वर्स्ट याद रखूँ ना साथ में, उसके काम आ जाता है बहुत। गुड सपोर्ट फॉर फुरीना। कॉमेडी में अरे हाय ब्रदर, मैंने चैट नहीं देखी। किंग कैविटी भाई, हाउ यू डूइंग ब्रदर? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम भाई। लाइक कर देना यार भाई। 1 लाइक फॉर पीटी ब्रदर। दिया मिली है भाई। लाइक वो तो नहीं है। चेस्ट वेस्ट पड़ी हो आस पास कहीं ना। 1 लाइक फॉर 1 पीटी ब्रदर भाई। फुरीना का आया का फ्रीज कॉम्प में यूज़ कर सकते हैं क्या ना के साथ? फ्रीज कॉम्प पता नहीं, ऐसे कोई सोचा नहीं मैंने। इसमें पारस पे दोनों है भाई। पारस बताइए यार अगर कर सकते हैं ऐसा। अगर भाई तुझे फुरीना करनी है ना, फुरीना भाई अपने आप में डीपीएस बहुत ज़्यादा दे रही है देखा जाए तो। उसको तू हाँ मतलब लाइक देख, वो ऑफ फील्ड डीपीएस देती है ज़्यादातर फुरीना। मैंने मेरे दोस्त वगैरह जितने बता रहे थे उसके हिसाब से तो ऑफ फील्ड दे रही है वो मेरे हिसाब से, ठीक है। तो अगर तू वेपराइज करेगा ज़्यादा सही रहेगा मेल्ट वाले से। नहीं मतलब समझ रहा है ना थोड़ा, क्यों फ्रीज क्यों करना चाहेगा तू? इससे बढ़िया भाई सीधा वो कर, वेपराइज कर, ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं है? पायरो एप्लीकेशन वगैरह डाल के ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा वो। वेपराइज का डैमेज बेसिकली शायद से ज़्यादा ही होता है मेल्ट से, जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, बाकी पता नहीं। बाकी देखते हैं। ओके हुटाओ के साथ अच्छे से, हाँ हुटाओ के साथ। अरे मस्त चलेगी हुटाओ के साथ, मजाक नहीं। क्रायो क्या बोलते हैं, हाइड्रो एप्लीकेशन बहुत है उसका, मतलब लाइक बहुत शिंगचू से ज़्यादा नहीं है बट शायद से बहुत है। फुरीना का तो बहुत है हाइड्रो एप्लीकेशन, तो ईजी रहेगा तेरा वेपराइज करना ना हुटाओ के साथ। The Hydro can remain weakening on her throne. हाइड्रो आर्कन दिख रही भाई। हेलो बट कंसिस्टेंट एप्लीकेशन होगा कि लाइक इलान भाई। देख मैं क्या बोलता हूँ तुझे, हाँ कंसिस्टेंट होगा ना, लाइक उसका क्या बोलते हैं जो स्किल है वो 30 सेकंड तक चलता है ना, और उसका 20 सेकंड का कूल डाउन है जहाँ तक मुझे लगता है। ई स्किल जो है उसका 20 सेकंड का कूल डाउन है और 30 सेकंड तक चलता है वो, तो समझ गया ब्रो। सो इलान आया का कॉम्प के साथ यूज़ करता, हाँ कर सकता है करना है भाई। मैं क्या बोलता हूँ देख ब्रो, तेरे पास है ना तो तू कहीं कुछ भी कर सकता है भाई। मेरे को देख भाई, डिया मिली है भाई, क्या करूँ?
If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the
15 की पीटी हो गई अभी, बनाता हूँ दोबारा पीटी बनाता हूँ और क्या.
Order is reversed here.
Nothing can be done now. पीटी बनानी पड़ेगी.
Nigeria then. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
इलान को आया का कौम के साथ इस करता. हाँ.
Does that mean that someone or
चलेगा. सही है भाई. डिया यूज करता है तू ब्रदर?
Seems that any further.
काम किया है डिया?
In that case, there's
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
है ब्रदर? डिया किसी काम किया है? देखा जाए तो. हाँ, कुछ हुआ? भाई डिया तो मेरे हिसाब से किसी काम की नहीं है. जितना भाई पुल करूं या नहीं कंफ्यूज हूँ. भाई देख, मैं तुझे इतना बता सकता हूँ कि भाई इस एक चीज़ के लिए तो पुल कर भाई. डिया नॉट बेटर देन डी लुक आई गेस. वही तो डी लुक बेटर है. डी लुक अच्छा डैमेज देता है मेरा. 30 का दे देता है बफ के साथ ना. 30-40 चल जाता है इसका डैमेज. बढ़िया मस्त. हाँ तो फिर मैं क्या कह रहा था, देख अगर भाई तुझे मैं बताता हूँ क्यों पुल करना चाहिए तुझे. भाई तू पानी के ऊपर चल सकता है, वो भी इन्फानाइट अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. ई स्किल यूज़ कर, पानी के ऊपर चल, और उसका कूल डाउन है 20 सेकंड का, और 30 सेकंड ई स्किल चलेगी. इसका मतलब तू अनलिमिटेड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम के लिए पानी के ऊपर चल सकता है. इससे ज़्यादा क्या चाहिए भाई तुझे, बता. जब तुझे पानी के ऊपर चलने मिल रहा है भाई, पुल कर दे. मैंने कर दी थी भाई, 50-50 हार गया. क्या करूँ भाई. सुबह वाली स्ट्रीम देख भाई, उसमें ही हारा हूँ मैं 50-50. अरे नाविया नोलेट बुट डिपार्ट पाउन. ठीक है भाई, कुछ भी चल रहा है. दे आर नॉट बेटर देन दी लुक आई गेस. हाँ पहुँच गए हम लोग इधर. ए नहीं, डिस्गस्टिंग भाई. नहीं भाई, नहीं भाई, मोना नहीं भाई. मेरे को पसंद नहीं है मोना. ठीक है, मेरे को नहीं पसंद भाई मोना. मैं नहीं मानता. ये यहाँ क्यों आई है? आउट ऑफ ऑल द थिंग्स भाई, मोना क्या कर रही है इधर? भाई मैं खुश था भाई, डिया मिली या मोना नहीं मिली एक बार को, पता है, इसलिए मैं खुश था.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to
change that name.
There was nothing for it.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. You have to put that into your genealogy as well.
भाई डी लुक ही तो धिया के क्या ज़रूरत लिख रहा था क्या? क्या लिख रहा है ब्रो, तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आया. अगेन लाइक भाई डी लुक ही तो धिया. बट यार फुरीना वाइफू मटेरियल या अगर होती तो डेफिनेटली पुल करना. मीन्स वो पानी पे भी चलेगी तो दिल में भी. दिल में कह सकता है. मेरे पास शोगन है एट द एंड. मेरे पास शोगन है भाई. आई एम स्टिल हैप्पी. शोगन बेटर ब्रो. बेस्ट आर्कन भाई शोगन है. 90% of the Genshin community simps on Shogun bro. That's what the reality is. I mean, yeah, water, huh?
That was the main
बेवकूफ मूना.
The invitation was sent. What do you mean? What I can tell, I'm afraid that on the flip side, visionary, of course.
हाँ यार whatever.
Could do it.
But bro, you have real life. वही तो भाई मेरे पे है ना, वही तो चीज़ है. राइडन शोगन है भाई, मेरे पे ज़्यादा क्या चाहिए. बूबा स्वान. Yes brother. भाई फुरिना वहाँ से स्वॉर्ड भी नहीं निकाल सकती. शोगन पता नहीं क्या क्या रख लेती है. हमारा तो आ ही जाएगा अगर स्वॉर्ड आ जाती है वहाँ पे. Let's just not talk about that. अब मैं क्यों बासी ले रहा हूँ साड़ी पाइमोन. चलो बाबे कहाँ जाना है. गो टू नोवेलेट्स ऑफिस. I have won my It's 50-50 of 2023. First 50-50 of 2023 happens. Lost 50-50. 51 50-50. Never won 50 in life. मेरे को हमेशा गारंटीड मिला है. दिखाऊं? मैं दिखा दूँ भाई मेरे को कैसे गारंटीड मिला है. देखो सबसे पहले मुझे मिली थी ये डिस्गस्टिंग थिंग. ठीक है, मैं नहीं चलाता इसको. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद मुझे मिली शोगन. फिर मैं एक और बार आ रहा, फिर मिला डी लुक. ठीक है, फिर मिला जोंगली. फिर एक और बार आ रहा, फिर मिली डिया. ठीक है, अब जीतूंगा आज पता नहीं क्या मिलेगा, देखते हैं. चलो भाई तुम बोले इसलिए पुल करता हूँ फाउंटेन को. बाय रियली नाइस टू टॉक टू यू. ठीक है ब्रदर, बाय बाय. मुझे भी भाई, मैं भी 50-50 हारता हूँ. सेम भाई, कभी नहीं जीतता भाई. और 50-50 हमेशा गारंटीड में मिला है भाई. कभी ऐसा नहीं मिला. शिंचू के बैनर में पे मोना मिली थी. शाओ के बैनर पे. ठीक है, शाओ के बैनर पे मिली थी मोना, ना कि शिंचू के. भाई मेरे को लिटरली मेरे को ये भी नहीं पता मैं डी लुक में क्या पुल कर रहा था. शायद तो नहीं पुल कर रहा था मैं. हाँ प्रीतम भाई क्या हाल है आपके ब्रदर. वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. लाइक कर देना यार. और हम हार चुके हैं. डिड यू डू द आर्कन. वही कर रहा हूँ भाई. अभी लगे पड़े हैं. अभी करी है मैंने, थोड़ी बहुत कर दी. मतलब एक पार्ट कर दिया शायद से उसका. एक पार्ट नहीं सॉरी, एक वो कर दिया, मतलब कट सीन कर दिया मैंने एक. देखते हैं अभी क्या चलेगा अंदर जाके. हाँ भाई फ़िलहाल तो भाई आर्कन वो हार के भाई. स्पॉइलर दूँ क्या भाई? मर्जी है भाई. ऑलरेडी मुझे पता है फुरीना मर जाएगी, पता नहीं क्या होता है, ड्रैगन मारना पड़ता है, ऐसी चीज़ें थोड़ी बहुत पता है भाई. स्पॉयलर्स मिल जाते हैं थोड़े बहुत इधर उधर से, बट फिर भी करनी तो पड़ेगी भाई. फ्री की विशेस मिलती है. अंदर लड़ाई हो रही. लेट्स गो भाई.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you. Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean...
They are all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster.
The priority is not true.
Again.
Prophecy is not true. Okay. Nova Hydro Archon.
I will say this once more.
मैंने पढ़ा नहीं कुछ भी.
I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
हाँ? नोवा कौन है? खैर जो भी हो.
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know.
ओह हाँ, फुरीना बन जाएगी फिर नोवेलेट हाइड्रो आर्कन बन जाएगा. ये होगा बेसिकली.
Ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 featured different images that seemed to correlate to the prophecy. The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a
Face blue smiling, face blue smiling. Okay brother.
Do you know nothing
ऐसे थोड़ी ना होगा. अरे भाई भाई वो गलत स्पॉइलर दे रहा है भाई, देने दे भाई, क्या फर्क पड़ता है अगर दे भी रहा है. पारस से सुनना. ठीक है भाई, मेरे को नहीं पता, मैं नहीं मानता भाई, मेरे को नहीं मिली भाई ये. मैं देख ही नहीं रहा इसकी तरफ अब. फुरीना बेकार है, एक मजा आएगा. हाँ मैं देख रहा हूँ. You watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were.
You've been watching me all this time, have you?
अरे भाई मेरे को नहीं पसंद भाई ये फुरीना. छी भाई, अब बेकार लगती है मुझे.
Well, since you know about my
Bro, no, let got Hydro Archon.
then you should know
हाँ,
I'm actually
throne.
working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Udic. Just trust in me. You're Archon and do as I say.
हाँ, stupid.
That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
So दो Hydro Archon हूँ ना. अरे बोल क्या हुआ. अरे मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ भाई, फुरीना नहीं पसंद मुझे, ये बोल रहा हूँ मैं. ये क्या हुआ अभी, उड़ के जा रही है.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was...
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh! You noticed! Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasse
अच्छा मिली नहीं तो पसंद नहीं. Yes
affairs that we cannot allow to continue.
भाई.
Still, I do not understand.
पारस ब्रो के
Dialogue is the basis for understanding. Why did she
ठीक है.
keep refusing to engage?
सो तुम Hydro Archon. देखते हैं ब्रदर, देखते हैं भाई. मिली नहीं तो पसंद नहीं. एग्जैक्टली भाई, मिली नहीं तो पसंद नहीं बस. मेरे पास जोंगली है, मेरे पास राइडन शोगन है भाई. मैं सारे आर्कन इकट्ठे करूँगा भाई. मेरे को आर्कन से मतलब है, सिर्फ आर्कन निकाल लूँगा मैं तो. मेरा मन कर रहा अब, जैसे कि वेंटी नहीडा और ये फुरीना, ये रह गए. हाँ मिल जाती तो बढ़िया हो जाती, वो बात अलग है. लाइक देख अभी भाई मैं सारे आर्कन निकाल लूँगा भाई. अब तू देख भाई, अब सिर्फ आर्कन पे फोकस करूँगा. अब नहीं डाएगी उसको पुल करूँगा, ठीक है.
That's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
चल फिर नहीडा कर लियो पुल. हाँ भाई मैं नहीडा पुल करूँगा भाई अब.
And here you are drinking tea.
That's what family should do.
भाई सारे आर्कन बनाऊँगा भाई मैं.
Leisurely time together. It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know. Care for.
ये कहाँ गए भाई. हेलो.
Lend me your ears, everyone.
नहीडा C2 करूँगा मैं जब आएगी. आएगा चल ठीक है भाई.
Me? No, I don't think I can.
नहीडा नहीं चाहिए, राइडन नहीं चाहिए. राइडन नहीं चाहिए तुझे. हेलो भाई, हेलो भाई. पारस राइडन क्यों नहीं चाहिए तुझे.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
राइडन गारंटेड है मेरा भाई. मेरे पास राइडन ऑलरेडी है. क्या अच्छा तूने ये पुल करा. प्रीतम भाई तूने फुरीना पुल करी. फुरीना नहीं भाई चाहिए. नहीडा करूँगा C2 भाई. C2 क्यों करनी भाई तुझे नहीडा. बट
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss.
I see.
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
नहीं पुल करी. ठीक है ब्रदर, राइडन पुल करो भाई. बेटर तो क्या ही मतलब. वाइफ मटेरियल एज दैट.
Do any of you have experience?
C2 नहीडा क्रैक्ड.
Not that I recall.
हाँ रुक जा, मेरे को देखने दे. है क्या भाई C2 में नहीडा में.
Basket to catch wild rabbits when we. I'm afraid not. You
Brilliant.
though that was their name today. A trap. So, if we were to build a trap together,
right now.
No pull for Furina. I got DEHYA inventory banner. 2 pulls पे भाई कैसे भाई हमें तो ना मिलता भाई ऐसा लकी कुछ.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
Oh.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you do it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
भाई डिया भाई नहीं भाई डिया बहुत बेकार है भाई. पता नहीं मुझे क्या बैनर पे मिलती थी डिया. वही तो मुझे तो हुटाओ मिली बैक टू बैक हुटाओ बैनर पे डायरेक्ट C1. भाई लक नहीं है भाई मेरा. मैं पीटी बनाता रहता हूँ. पीटी बनती है. मैं 50-50 हारता रहता हूँ. फिर जब गारंटीड में हार्ड पीटी करके जो मेरे को शोगन हार्ड पीटी में मिली. जोंगली भी मेरे को 80 के बाद ही मिला था. ठीक है मतलब भाई किस्मत के ऊपर तो मैं भरोसा कर ही नहीं सकता. किस्मत तो छोड़ो भाई वो तो भरोसा होता ही नहीं है मुझे बिल्कुल भी. ओ हाँ पिछली बार याद है मुझे. पिछली बार भी मैंने ऐसे कुछ करा था. 3 1 हाँ सेम भाई मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही है. सेम सही तो भाई वही तो. यहाँ था क्या अंदर. अभी कहाँ था नीचे. बंदों को 30-40 पीटी पे मिल जाती है मगर हमें हर बार 80 पे मिलती है. गेम में 2 मंथ्स हुए मेरे को. अरे ना है भाई. बंदा भी लाइक रुक जा इतना 5 स्टार मिल गए. रुक जा देखने दो भाई क्या लिख रहा है. तो 1 सेकंड में चला देता हूँ. हाँ मिल गए किसी को. छोड़कर किसी को बिल्ड करूँ. हाँ कितने क्या क्या है तेरे पास बता भाई. 5 स्टार के नाम पे क्या क्या है. थोड़ी बहुत सजेशन मैं भी दे सकता हूँ. इतना मज़ा आती है गेम. कितने 5 स्टार है तेरे पास ब्रदर.
Don't be frightened. Have you forgotten me?
You are familiar.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though,
मेरे पास 16 है बस. इतना तेरे पास 16 है. मेरे पास है पता नहीं होंगे 5-6.
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything into that so easily be changed? So just as prophecies are usually only the future, as
नोवलेट जोंगली डीलू ईलान डिया चीची हुटाओ. देख ब्रो मैं बताता हूँ. जोंगली बना, ईलान बना, हुटाओ बना, नोवलेट बना. और अगर तुझे बनाना है लाइक चॉइस है. डीलुक बनाना चॉइस है. ठीक है 5-6 5 स्टार है मेरे पास. क्यों नहीं है. रुकमोना डीलुक जोंगली और क्या बोलते हैं राइडन शोगन किचिंग. ठीक है बस हो गए 5 हो गए. भाई 5-6 तो है मेरे पास. हाँ तो फिर भाई यही बोल रहा. नोवलेट जोंगली ईलान और हुटाओ ये बना ले सबसे पहले. तो सबसे पहले कुछ बनाना है ज़्यादा होंगे तेरे पास तो। ना मेरे पास नहीं है ज़्यादा, मैं बहुत कम खेला हूँ भाई। क्राइंग इन C2 जीन प्रणब भाई। भाई भाई ठीक है भाई, मैं भाई डिया लेके वो भाई तुम पे जीन तो है जीन मिली तुम्हें कम से कम, मेरे को तो भाई वो मिल रखी दिया। भाई क्या करूँ उसका भाई, वो काम की भी नहीं है। मेरा देखोगे मेरा बिल्ड किया है। बिल्ड क्या किया तूने? डिस्प्ले पे डाला हुआ प्रोफाइल में। कम नहीं बता रहा भाई, मेरे मोना मिलनी चाहिए थी तुझे। नहीं चाहिए भाई मोना, भाई डिया ठीक है, मोना मोना उससे बदतर है, मोना मत दो भाई।
I feel that same sense of desperate. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate.
या वो फेट वगैरह की बात है भाई, मेज वाली थोड़ा बहुत मुझे सब पता है भाई, छोड़ो आगे करो। बाय द वे मैं एनिमे और मूवी भी ऐसे स्किप करता रहता हूँ। हो गया ना दिया बढ़िया भाई, तो भाई मतलब ठीक है भाई, दिया एक्चुअली बेटर देन मोना बट वर्स देन एनीथिंग एल्स कुड आई कुड हैव गेट। चीची चाहिए थी, चीची भाई, चीची दे देते भाई, मुझे चीची पसंद है। नहीं चीची बेटर है भाई उससे, चीची बेटर है एक्चुअली भाई, चीची दे देते मुझे इससे अच्छा। बट नहीं, इन्हें क्या देना है भाई साहब, वो देनी है भाई मेरे को, डिया देनी है। चीची क्यों नहीं दी भाई, रुक जा कहाँ गए कैरेक्टर्स ये। हाँ तो मैं क्या देख रहा था, ओके ये नहीं है, कहाँ पर होता है कैरेक्टर, हाँ ये रहा, ठीक है कैरेक्टर आचे भाई। फुरीना यहाँ पर है, फुरीना की अगर डिटेल्स देखे, कॉन्सलेशन, हाँ रुक जा, अबे मोना बहुत सही है। हाँ लाइक मोना सही है, मेरे को पता है, बट भाई मेरे को नहीं चाहिए भाई, मेरे को नहीं पसंद, वो बिल्ड करनी मुश्किल है भाई। मोना एक दिक्कत ही है बस, वो बिल्ड करनी मुश्किल लगती है मुझे मोना ना। कहाँ गया भाई, रुक जरा मेरे को देखने दे, अब मैं भूल गया। आया तो करूँ क्या, भूल आया तो कर सकता हूँ मैं। शीज टू गुड टू बी ट्रू ब्रो। अबे वो कहाँ गया जो मैं चेक कर रहा था, क्रायो टाइप है वाह यार, मैं कुछ कर रहा था यहाँ पे, आगे तूने बुला दिया। हाँ C2 नहीं डागा, रुक जा, नहीं डा कहाँ गई अब, नहीं डा ये रही, ठीक है। कॉन्सलेशन C2, हाँ opponents that are marked by seed of applied by Nahida herself was affected by the following effects: burning, bloom, hyperbloom, and damage received to the core, crit rate, crit damage or fixed at 10-100 respectively। अच्छा ठीक है, within 8 seconds being affected by quick aggregate spread, defense is decreased by 30। ओ भाई आईडी दूँ क्या भाई, देनी दे दो भाई, बट मैं कट सीन में पड़ा हूँ अभी, मैं हूँ अभी कट सीन में, समझ आया क्या समझा भाई। कुछ चीज़ें समझाने के लिए नहीं होती भाई, कुछ चीज़ें समझने की होती है, और वो मैं समझ चुका हूँ। क्या बोला उसने, वो बोल रहे कि बेसिकली अगर जब तू वो नहिडा का वो कैमरा सा मारेगा ना, तब एक तो भाई कैरेक्टर्स का 8 सेकंड के लिए डिफेंस कम होगा 30%, ठीक है, और जो क्रिट रेट और क्रिट रेट बढ़ेगा 20%, क्रिट डैमेज बढ़ेगा 100%, ठीक है, उसका हाइपर ब्लूम वगैरह का पता नहीं ऐसे कुछ था, काइंड ऑफ लाइक दैट, पता नहीं भाई ऐसे कुछ समझ आया मुझे। खुद मेरे को नहीं समझ आया क्या, तू बता भाई क्या होता है फिर। नहीडा बेस्ट डेंड्रो कैरेक्टर, हाँ भाई बढ़िया, हाइपर ब्लूम क्रिट करेगा भाई नहीं पता, वही मुझे समझ नहीं आया, वहाँ पे लॉजिक नहीं समझ आया। अगर क्रिट रेट और क्रिट डैमेज रिस्पेक्टिवली लाइक क्रिट रेट 20% बढ़ रहा है, क्रिट डैमेज वो बढ़ रहा है, तो फिर भाई मेरे को समझ नहीं आया। रुक जाओ ब्रो, इसका पहले आईडी देख लेते हैं। 8896979015 8896 पहले सर्च 8896 79015 79015 तीन करैक्टर, अरे यार हाँ 3 करैक्टर बनाया हुआ है तूने। पहला जोंगली देख लेते हैं भाई, तेरा 80 लेवल का जोंगली है, ब्लैक टेसल दे रखा है, सही है बिल्कुल। हाइपर ब्लूम रिएक्शन डैमेज है जो कभी क्रिट नहीं होती, पता है भाई मुझे अच्छी तरह पता है जो तुम कहना चाहते हो ब्रदर। एनर्जी रिचार्ज क्या करेगा जोंगली में मेरे को नहीं पता, बट ठीक है। एचपी क्रिट रेट क्रिट डैमेज का भी पता नहीं क्या करेगा, खैर जो भी हो। कंसलेशन नहीं है इसकी, वेपन ये दे रखा है, बिल्कुल सही ब्रदर। अब हूटाओ देखते हैं, वेपन क्रिट डैमेज वाला बिल्कुल सही वेपन है। आर्टिफैक्ट की बात करते हैं अगर हम, तो हूटाओ की एचपी क्या क्यों बढ़ा रहा है ब्रदर? यार ये जगह बड़ी फेमस है, यहाँ पे सभी लोग खाना खाने आते रहते हैं, सही है भाई। सिमेरू में भी एक जगह ही थी ऐसी।
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has
बफर
his own preferences when it comes to
हो रहा है
As
सर,
for me,
अभी भी हो रहा है क्या बफर ब्रदर?
coffee here.
अभी भी हो रहा है क्या, लाइक अभी भी?
Usually every day.
अभी भी
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
अभी भी बफर हो रहा है तो फिर अजीब चीज़ है। अब नहीं, ठीक क्या ब्रदर? भाई मेरे व्यूअर्स जो चले गए भाई, थोड़ी सी बफरिंग होती है भाई, चले जाते हैं सारे भाई, ये बुरी चीज़ है, बाकी सब छोड़ो।
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same in general. You might not be able to.
क्या बोला तुम्हारा कैरेक्टर के बारे में? हैं? क्या बोला तुमने कैरेक्टर के बारे में? हाँ मैं क्या बोल रहा था, नहीं डाका वो C2 बता दे भाई, ये पूछ रहा था मैं उससे, वो कहाँ गया? खैर जो भी हो। जोकर भी आप कैसे हो जोकर भाई? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम, लाइक कर देना जोकर भाई। बस थोड़े दिन ही रह गए लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग के ऐसे रेगुलर वगैरह, तो मेरा बिल्ड नहीं बिल्ड के बारे में। अच्छा वो भाई मैं बोल रहा था कि तेरा हूटाओ, हाँ हूटाओ में तूने एचपी क्यों लगाया है? एचपी से डैमेज बढ़ता है क्या हूटाओ में एचपी लगाने से डैमेज बढ़ता है? एचपी क्यों लगाया तूने हूटाओ में, ये पूछ रहा था मैं तुझसे। बेसिक जो मैं पूछ रहा था। ब्रो क्या हो गया था स्ट्रीम को भाई? थोड़ी सी वो हो गई थी भाई। हूटाओ नीड्स एचपी 30 के एचपी हुआ तो ज़्यादा डैमेज देगी। हाँ ऐसा भी कुछ होता है, ऐसा कुछ होता है बे, एचपी देने से हूटाओ डैमेज ज़्यादा देती है बे पारस? तेरे पे तो हूटाओ है शायद से। ये नहीं पता था भाई मुझे उठाओ का। मैं तो भैंस की उसमें बनाते हैं HP का जितनी कम होती है उतनी ज़्यादा डैमेज देती है, जहाँ तक मैंने सुना था। बाकी पता नहीं भाई, वही रे मेरे दोस्त बोल रहे थे, पता नहीं कुछ ना कुछ बोलते रहते साले, क्या ही बोलूँ। मेरे को तो राइडन का पता है भाई, उठाओ नहीं है पर हाँ उसका बारे में अबे HP देनी पड़ती है उसको। हैं सही है सही है। 50% का लेस HP तो 50% का लेस HP, 50% से कम HP होती है वो ज़्यादा डैमेज देती है ना, ऐसा कुछ होता है उसमें शायद से। खैर जो भी हो भाई, डिया को बफ कर दो भाई, मजाक नहीं भाई, डिया बफ होनी चाहिए सच में भाई। डिया बफ हो जाए ना और भैंस की हूटाओ के मुकाबले की हो जाए तो मज़ा आ जाएगा। हाँ भाई डिया बफ करो भाई, हूटाओ के लेवल की कर दो डिया भाई, मजाक नहीं भाई, मुझे चाहिए भाई। रहने दे, क्यों भाई क्यों? अरे यार इलान देखा? हाँ देखा मैंने इलान को। हूटाओ के मुकाबले की कभी नहीं हो सकती, वो तो है वो तो है, वो तो कभी नहीं हो सकती। हूटाओ के मुकाबले के तो नहीं होगी, बट कर दो यार थोड़ा और डीलुक के मुकाबले ले आओ भाई। डीलुक कितना अच्छा है भाई मेरा, हूटाओ दिया चलेगी नहीं उसके सामने। अरे यार ये क्या है भाई, चल नोलेट पुल किया क्या भाई? मैंने नहीं करा भाई, मेरे पास वो नहीं थे प्राइमो जेम्स पुल करने को। जब प्राइमो जेम्स आए तब फुरीना आ गई, मैंने सोचा फुरीना पुल करूँगा, फिर डिया मिल गई। अब कोई उम्मीद ही नहीं बची है मैं कुछ पुल करूँगा अभी उस चीज़ की। सोच रहा हूँ भाई पायरो आर्कन पुल करूँ, 300 विश इकट्ठी कर लेता हूँ, फिर सारी की सारी पायरो आर्कन में लगा दूंगा। पायरो आर्कन एक निकाल लूँगा, पायरो आर्कन एक भाई साहब साथ साथ वो कर दूंगा, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, हाँ उसका वेपन निकाल लूँगा पायरो आर्कन का। भाई जुगाड़ भाई, 300 विश इकट्ठी करूँगा टोटल उससे पहले, भाई मज़ा आ जाएगा भाई। पायरो आर्कन आने तक भाई साहब बहुत सारी विशेष हो जाएंगी मेरे पे, बहुत सारी। भाई पैसे खर्च कर लो भाई गेम में भाई स्पॉन्सर कर दो भाई मेरे को हाय रे। पता नहीं क्या बात कर रहे हो, मेरे को समझ भी नहीं आया। Just look at the place and wait out the most powerful archons only in story। मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि वेपन मिला कैसे गया फुरीना का मुझे। भाई कैसे नहीं भाई, तुझे फुरीना कैसे मिल गई मुझे ये नहीं समझ आ रहा। तेरा 50-50 था या फिर परमानेंट था तेरा? है बे पारस, परमानेंट होगा क्योंकि तू भी मेरी तरह ही है। कहाँ जीतता तू 50-50 आज तक, है ना? हाँ वो कहाँ मिलता है? ये रही क्वेस्ट। खैर जो भी हो, अबे गारंटीड था मुझे। अच्छा भाई मैं बताता हूँ, मेरी थ्योरी सुनो भाई तुम, तभी तो। हाँ ठीक है थ्योरी ना तो भाई, मेरी थ्योरी सुनो भाई। मोस्ट पावरफुल आर्कन कौन है? ठीक है भाई, अब तुम्हें पता है भाई वेंटी किस तरह का है, और वेंटी ने वॉर में पार्टिसिपेट भी नहीं करा, तुम्हें पता है। बताऊँ क्यों? अब मैं बता दूँ तुम्हें। वेंटी है भाई सब ड्रंक इंसान, ठीक है, भाई दारू वारू पी के पड़ा रहता है भाई। वो किस लिए भाई? वो इसलिए क्योंकि भाई साहब देख रहे हो, मतलब वेंटी जो है मोस्ट पावरफुल आर्कन है भाई, मोस्ट पावरफुल आर्कन। लाइक वेंटी से पावरफुल आर्कन कोई है ही नहीं, ये सोचो, ठीक है। लाइक जब वेंटी भाई साहब वो करता है ना, हाँ, तो तभी उसको वॉर में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करने दिया, समझ रहे हो? वो वॉर में पार्टिसिपेट ही नहीं करा, उसको बोला कि तू बैठा रहे भाई, तू आएगा तो सब हार जाएंगे, समझ रहे हो गाइस? ये हुआ। वॉलेट मिलने के बाद जीन मिली थी, ओह नाइस। हाँ भाई ऐसा ही हुआ भाई, वेंटी ऐसा ही हुआ भाई, ऐसा ही हुआ। नाइस सेल, नॉलेट C1 हो जाता तो मज़ा आ जाता। ठीक है भाई, देख भाई क्या बोलूँ भाई, बट तेरे को मिली ना फुरीना, मिली ना उसके कारण, तेरे को मिली ना फुरीना उसके कारण, तो खुश रहे। C1 नोवेलेट क्या है भाई? C1 नोवेलेट में है क्या? इंटरप्शन रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ जाता। हाँ, इंटरप्शन रेजिस्टेंस मतलब कि वो जल्दी इंटरप्ट नहीं होता अपना, वो अजीब सा बस होल्ड अटैक मारते हुए, है ना? वो बड़े वाला अटैक अपना, फुई सा पिचकारी बड़े वाली। हाँ ये बात सही है कि इस चक्कर में फुरीना मिल गई। वही तो भाई, अब मेरे को देख ले भाई, जोंगली मैं बोलता हूँ भाई, जोंगली मेरे को सही मिला, बट DPS नहीं है ना जोंगली, साला एक पंगा है। वैसे सही है भाई, मैं बिना जोंगली कुछ कर भी नहीं सकता देखा जाए। अरे क्या हाल है बाबा भैया? चार्ज अटैक करते ये एनिमे मार कैंसिल नहीं होता अटैक। ओ हाँ एग्जैक्टली, समझ गया तू। हाँ मुझे पता है भाई। भाई डिले है क्या स्ट्रीम में बहुत ज़्यादा? लग तो ऐसे ही रहा है। ओह ये क्या हो रहा है भाई?
There's no need to worry too much about that. Let's make some emergency plans so the evacuation should go a lot.
हाँ बिल्कुल सही। चैट नहीं आ रही भाई, नहीं हेलो भाई। Furina finally reached her limit. Now she is talking about her actual feelings. She is starting to look far less. दिया बिल्ड कब करेगा भाई? नेवर, आई विल नेवर बिल्ड दिया भाई। बिल्ड करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है मेरे को, सच बता रहा मैं भाई। अगर मैं अपग्रेड करके उसको आर्टिफैक्ट दे दूँ ना, इजी है भाई मेरे लिए बनाना वो बहुत। मेरे पे आर्टिफैक्ट पड़े हुए, बट क्यों दूँ भाई उसको अपने प्यारे डी लुक के आर्टिफैक्ट? क्यों, आखिर क्यों भाई? मुझे लग रहा जीन बिल्ड करनी पड़ेगी अब मुझे। भाई कर ले भाई जीन बिल्ड। फुराने के साथ हीलर, एक हीलर चाहिए। हाँ जीन कर ले भाई, बढ़िया हीलर है वो, फुल हेल्थ कर देती है इजी। फुरीना never belonged here. Time like freeze for India. Spit it out. ओ भाई मुंह पे बोल रही भाई लौंडिया भाई हेलो चल भाई एनीमे पूरा फुल ऑन एनीमे है तो हेलो ये हटा दो भाई साइड में रख दो इसको ज़रा फिर फुल एनीमे वाइब दे रहा अब तो ये Smash. Oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of...
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Thosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Oh yeah, definitely she will, bro.
I see. It seems like you have made up your...
I can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What is going on? Did I just see an Archon? How utterly not...
Lady Turnip, what is the...
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of looking for excuses. I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Croissant. It is you are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time,
I will protect you.
one of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epic plays is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Thosalor, will now begin! Woohoo! Now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time.
Alright then, who will be...
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness up to that. My accuser and fate...
We were close to getting her, and it turned out like. ठीक है समझ गया मैं इसको कोर्ट में हराना है चल बेटे ये हमारा रोज का काम है ये रोज का काम है भाई आर्गुमेंट्स डिबेट ब्राइवरी
How much work did you do to force me?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosa.
Navia,
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson. But so, we arranged for a second group to lie in. So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome.
इसकी क्यों मार रहे भाई? बिल के सारे सही है भाई, मारो भैंस की आग। मजाक नहीं भाई, मैं साधु भाई तुम्हारे इसमें तो मेरे को नहीं मिली भाई। मारो भैंस की आग।
Construct a giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water.
ये फटुई वाले भाई, इनको तो रास्ते में मारता रहता हूँ।
The earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Yes.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess you gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Definitely.
Thank you. As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the... Oh? Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the...
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already... Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine. So in other words, we can refer to this anthology. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, all right?
I didn't think...
Oh yeah, this part, bro. I don't really like the part.
I really lost my awesome friend Navia. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you. A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. The words of someone as you defeated the... I didn't think that you... This is the first time Monsieur Nervillet had a difference of opinion with the oratories. Even the Hydro...
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial
shall begin now.
Oh, come on, Nervylette. There's no need.
Trial shall now begin.
It is only natural. That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud? Hey. I came here
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I
be guilty when I'm the Hydro Harkon? Fuck off.
otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon?
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far?
Yeah. I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling there. See? Even if you wished.
An argument with near impossible odds.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to solve it. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Did I fuck up?
That doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this clue can be...
Huh. Huh?
That doesn't... First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended life.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to...
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, Nervylette?
Lady Farina, is that...
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority.
भाई पूछे ना भाई कैसा लग रहा ठीक है भाई मतलब कोई बात नहीं भाई
The Annalise Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the...
क्या बोला उसे क्या जो भी हो ना ये वाली नहीं है ना ये नहीं है Farina is not a master of C1 राइडन यार इतनी खास नहीं है अबे ये तो अभी करा था ये क्यों सिलेक्ट कर लिया मैंने हाँ ये क्या Oh yeah.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the
वैसे भी अब तो वही निकल
difficult for humans to comprehend. There is
वो तो है मैं सोच रहा आर्टो निकाल लूँ, बाकी देखते हैं। वेल इतना ज़्यादा नहीं सोचूंगा मैं, जितना थोड़ा बहुत करता रहूँगा, थोड़ा थोड़ा खेल लूँगा बस, ज़्यादा खेल लूँगा भी नहीं भाई ये। कोई गैप नहीं है एक आवर तक। एक घंटे तक गैप नहीं है मतलब? चेक करना था मुझे रेडन का, देखते हैं बाकी।
Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the oratories gave out a guilty verdict that day, but the oratories handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the God behind it must also be no God.
गैप, हाँ वो तो कम है, बहुत ज़्यादा गैप। ट्विच में कितने MB का है? ट्विच यार ज़्यादा नहीं है, होगा यार 100 तक का, 100 MB तक का होगा।
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I
Seriously?
all of my divine power to provide
मैं काम पे हूँ भाई। तुम काम क्या करते हो भाई? स्टार भाई तुम काम क्या करते हो वैसे?
No matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power?
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved.
क्या काम करते है भाई तू स्टार भाई?
If what the prosecutor
Did she deceive? Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
डिजिटल स्क्रीन रहता ना स्टेज पे? हाँ डिजिटल स्क्रीन, स्टेज पे डिजिटल स्क्रीन, ठीक है। क्या क्या क्या? What evidence can you prove that Furina is human? ये वाला शायद से उस पे स्क्रीन दिखाना। ओह तू लाइक कितने साल का है ब्रदर तू? काम भी लाइक कॉलेज में काम कर रहा है, फिर ऑफिशियल वर्क, लाइक ऑफिशियल वर्क। ये भी नहीं है, ये भी नहीं है, ये भी नहीं है, मुझे पता था ये भी नहीं होगा। ये that all funded primaries.
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you.
ठीक है ब्रदर, बाय बाय।
Please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Mr. Chief Justice.
मैं भी भाई सेम भाई 18 का ही हूँ मैं भी।
I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. Hope you'll act prudently.
सेम एज इसलिए हमारी आईडी में कहाँ था? हाँ वही तो भाई।
I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
अरे छू लिया? नहीं 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 छूगी। हाँ फरीना।
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
Bye bye.
She's just staring at the water.
Bye bye, brother.
It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean.
इसको डेथ सेंटेंस मिलता है। हाँ मेरे को पता है। I guess.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may.
She's wearing gloves. She's wearing gloves, bro. अच्छा ग्लव हाफ है तो
Miss Seedwing, if you're present, Miss Seedwing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Seedwing? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Seedwing.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Seedwing. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh wait, what did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe you...
अरे यार ये अपने आप में क्या सोच रहे, थोड़ा बोल के सोच ले, हद है। और
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I...
they're disgusted.
Anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
फ्रॉड भाई। नोवलेट है भाई असली तो भाई ज़्यादा डैमेज देता है नोवलेट।
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been
असली हाइड्रो आर्कन आएगी वो लूँगा मैं इसकी आँख। ये तो नकली है, नकली वाली का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं।
Presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She was too stacked against her.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique...
What's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? It was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Fashin wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Much more strange. Went on Hydro Archon, huh?
Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
वही तो उस पे तो हाइड्रो आर्कन लिखा है भाई फिर क्या फायदा
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stones. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other...
I don't really know what that means, but I'll do it.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But the second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But this must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we?
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
That doesn't sound
Wow.
Perhaps what is about to take place has the true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervilet meant, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
ये वाला आएगा.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing? The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true if...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps Navia fell into the water inside those ruins. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events.
Verification complete. Quite easy. Verified.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny.
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater. And according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved...
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
Celestial be like
And yet, after many
वो ना upper gods like जो Archon से ऊपर होते हैं, Dragon से भी ऊपर होता है basically.
So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea? In the end, waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a... When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to... Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher.
बना भाई मैंने तो मना नहीं करा भैंस खुद कर रहा था.
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came to be.
So we were all Lucy.
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it does answer a lot of...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the 3rd and 4th stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the 3rd slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the 4th slate will also be fulfilled?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deduction about the 4th slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before. This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Oh.
It was both dream and reality.
If we're talking about
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
Oh, damn, bruh. That works. Oh, anime type thing, huh? Oh, भाई साहब, अरे वेल आ गई रे. Novelet is not enough. Hello, भाई. Novelet is not enough to keep it at bay. नहीं भाई नहीं, खागी, ऑलमोस्ट खागी. ओ वो आ गया. मैंने अभी मारा इसको जाके, पता, अभी मार कर आया हूँ मैं इसको. भाई बहुत तगड़ा बना रखा भाई, कट सीन सही है. फुल एनीमे वाइब. वो मार क्यों रहा है? अच्छा, ओ ये चाइल्ड है. डैम यू चाइल्ड. हेलो भाई, चाइल्ड भाई क्या कर रहा तू? चलो बे, पीछे से लो उसके. चल चल चल. भाई कितनी बैटरी होगी भाई?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
Months, I guess. भाई बहुत टाइम से भाई चाइल्ड अंदर भाई.
We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up.
को हराया क्यों?
It is too late.
हाँ, बस मन कर रहा था टाइम पास करना तो वेल मार के आ गया था मैं थोड़ी देर पहले. क्या मतलब, स्ट्रीम में ही, सुबह वाली स्ट्रीम में वेल मारी थी मैंने. इसलिए मन कर रहा था वो भी इसलिए सिर्फ.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a great.
I'll fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
अभी मारा क्या आर्कन में? ना अभी नहीं, सुबह वाली स्ट्रीम में मारा था मैंने, वैसे ही मतलब उसमें कोई वो नहीं है ना, डोमेन वोमेन. But if this is all about fate...
Justice prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the god's gaze does not
Face
fall?
fuse, tongue out. Face fuse, tongue out. क्या कौन सा इमोजी भाई? इमोजी नहीं आते यार, इसमें दिक्कत ही है.
Fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tibet's future.
That even the pro is still way to save everyone. Did I miss something? Yes, you miss. Yes, you missed something, brother. Habibi. Let's add it. What is her real secret?
Oh, what's happening with the oratories?
It's a big robot.
It is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
Oh, I can jump that far, bro. I didn't knew that. What the fuck is that, brother? What the fuck? Hey, wait a sec, bro. Continuation और ये quest की नहीं भाई, मेरे पास इतनी बैटरी नहीं है. मेरे को अगर continuation करनी है तो फिर मुझे चार्जर ढूंढना पड़ेगा. चार्जर क्या? चार्जर लेकर आता हूँ. ये क्या आ गई? रियल आर्कन.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Fosalor. You know, the god.
Fosalor? Why did you deceive?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Oh.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. And she knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles. allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do. Naive and bewildered as my past, the me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, I suppose now you probably
But Farina is only human. Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
क्या क्या अच्छा वो कर दूंगा मैं करना करते तूने करना कर
come onto the stage. Now, I understand your... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just... Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
You find a way. Right.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The gods shall resolve it soon enough. Everybody stand back! You have too much time to turn it.
अरे यार मैंने गलत करा काफी गलत करा
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards!
हाँ ये दिया ना भाई कितना गैप पड़ जाता है भाई a ticket. We have to sit in audience. Mirror Farina. मैं हूँ क्या चलाने वाला इसका
Farina. Who's that? Who's calling me? Be not nervous. Be not afraid. Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me? Mirror me. What? The prophecy. What prophecy? The people will all be dissolved. Oh, very good. You know it. What's going on? I can't see. Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping. But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. I will tell you how to save everyone, but... Oh, so there's still hope after all. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other,
ये अलग से मिलेगी क्या ये दे दो भाई पूरी ना फेंक दो मेरे छोड़ो भाई अगले हाथ में दे दो हाइड्रो आर्कन दो हो जाएगी
if you... But
ज़्यादा सही
Don't
रहेगा.
worry. Being a human, remember. So,
बस ठीक
do
है,
a
मैं skip कर रहा हूँ अभी.
trial. Huh.
ठीक है. अगला क्या? Second, Ascension Speed. Scene 2. उसमें सेट करनी है ये बेसिकली.
The Maison Cardinal. What should I say? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. I'm sure you've all heard about how, in truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Fosalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and, once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going right? Calm down, Farina. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all... Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed, you may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before. Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that no, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its god. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. There is, so long as...
Opera House, Farina.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the opera house in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
फुरीना की कहानी बता रहे
Lady
हैं भाई.
Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right. DEHYA, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family, too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise God. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
एक ये है और एक वेंटी है और जोंगली है जी. अपना काम छोड़ के बैठे. और एक शोगन है, उसका तो पता ही नहीं मुझे कहाँ है. शोगन का तो मुझे सच्ची नहीं पता भाई. अच्छा, शोगन काम करती है एक्चुअली. यस, कंप्लीटली फॉरगॉट. एक वेंटी है भाई साहब, उसको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता ना. वो पेट ड्रैगन लेके बस घूमता रहता है.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods, after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
Yeah. तो ये बता रहे बेसिकली हमारा एपिसोड पे भी दिखाएंगे इसको हम पे.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment, but it's good to see that maybe this is fine. I just...
Opera House, Farina. Scene 4. भाई कितनी सीन है टोटल?
Lady Farina, here are the new trial.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this.
Indeed, my dear loyal...
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted.
Hello,
Best
क्या
to
हाल
rest
है
early
brother?
today too.
How you doing? As you can see, quests are quite boring. Nobody wants to watch quest, you know. और वैसे भी फरीना नहीं मिली मुझे, दिया मिली। क्या Scene 18,000.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close. Like, I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame DEHYA, almost 20 generations ago.
What?
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina. My lady?
What?
Are you crying?
Really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it.
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now.
Perhaps the show must go on for
The show
100
I
more.
never imagined. Have I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But I've conducted. All I can do is keep up. Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you. Share my burden? That's impossible. It was fated, but even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide. Just share it with a witness. And if to that, she's right. I could confide in her. But if things don't play out as expected, the people of No, Farina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if... Farina, you've worked so hard for... Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find if you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my... Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have... It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth. How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice. Oh, you haven't. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan, then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
अरे पता लग गया भाई, पता लग गया.
Hydro Dragon. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence. Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Udex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Udex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Fussalor. Things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
She ceased to exist, and the ARCHON too. They both died. Can I get this sword, bro? Just put it as a 5-star weapon. I'll pay for it, definitely. I'd love to pull for it, bro. Thank you for all you have done. From this moment on, please leave her to you as moment.
Udex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Pretty cool, brother. Pretty cool. Anyways, पीछे छोड़ दिया ये तो इन्होंने बहुत सारे. इसका एनिमे आएगा ना, वो भी अच्छा होगा वैसे, बट इतना नहीं होगा. आर्कन क्वेस्ट में कुछ ज़्यादा ही डिटेल्स हैं, लाइक कुछ ज़्यादा ही. और इसका एनिमे को बहुत चीज़ें छोड़नी पड़ेगी उनको, बहुत चीज़ें.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been...
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that...
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means. And now we should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice, the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Hour of execution, huh? Let's see, well, let's see. Of execution, hour of execution. Let's see, brother. एक बात होता, ये ट्रैवलर को भी लगे जा रहा है out of all the people there. I regret killing it beforehand, you know.
Find a way to attack the
रुक ना रहे हो, एक जगह रुक जाओ. अरे भाई तोड़ इसको भाई, जल्दी तोड़ा.
all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue.
हाँ, मैंने टोकन का बस्ट नहीं दिया था. अरे देखो तक बस्ट नहीं बंदे. एक नंबर इसका आ गया भाई, आ गया. अब चाइल्ड आएगा, कौन आएगा? आवाज कम. ये जल्दी मर रहा है यार, कितना टाइम हो गया. मजा आ रहा है. चलो अभी टाइम है, लेट्स डू दिस वन थिंग फॉर ऑल. अरे ऑप्शन आएगा भाई अभी, मस्त मारने का. लिटगी मछली. चलो ले. अरे मर गई इतनी जल्दी, पूरा एचपी खाने दो मुझे. अभी तो बर्स्ट भी नहीं मारे मैंने अपने. हेलो. अच्छा अभी हुआ नहीं. बर्स्ट मारने दो मुझे, बर्स्ट. ओ ये वो है ना, द गॉड, celestial beings, huh?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but it was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they
Power. Who are you?
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait.
Right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about The Visionary? Vetterfulnir then?
Oh, that one we've heard. Rhine part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Hyman didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you
अच्छा ये उसके
that the
भाई
all-devouring
के साथ काम
narwhal
कर
used up
रहे हैं
nearly all its strength fighting you.
अलहितम
Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principle.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
डैम ब्रो सच में भर जाएगा क्या पूरे रीजन पानी से इट वुड बी इंटरेस्टिंग बट फिर मैं वो खाना वाना कहाँ से खरीदूँगा हेलो भाई और नीचे जा रहा था तो बेसिकली थोड़ी देर के लिए पानी से भर गया पानी नीचे आ गया नहीं ये शिप ओके
All hands, initiate emergency rescue.
अरे यार भाई कुछ ज़्यादा ही अच्छा बना दिया भाई इन्होंने एनिमेटेड सेट हो गया बहुत सारे इन्होंने तो हेलो ये साला डाइविंग कर रहा है फुल टाइम प्राइमोडियल सी वाटर है सीन्स खत्म हो गए तो क्या रहेगा भाई कुछ नहीं रखा हुआ टाइम
Look! The water's receding! It's a miracle! The water's receding! We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong! The prophecy was wrong!
करा ज़्यादा नहीं हो गया हेलो पानी रहेगा कैसे भाई
Are you right? We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
पता लग रहा है ट्रैवलर आ रहा ऊपर से जंप करता हुआ भाई वो वेल यार वो वेल भाई मारने की बात मारने की वो तो गलत नहीं है मतलब थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा ही गलत है क्या हो रहा है भाई लोडिंग अपना टाइम यहाँ बजट खत्म हो गया
Was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Pirate's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh, this time will be different.
Come on, let's go. Okay. अरे वो नहीं हुआ क्या अब तक पूरा जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ भाई हेलो तो पूरी नहीं हुई है ये अब तक तो भाई कॉन्सोलेशन मिल रहा मुझे
Oh, it's you? Hey, I'm here to let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garuna, our resident.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan, but if you don't...
I get where you're coming from.
That would be fun.
हाँ पता नहीं
you're
अब
back
बोरिंग
too.
लग रही है मुझे.
How are things? We finished laying down. Huh? Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that. There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson.
Wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Forget it.
I see. Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be...
हाँ good picture हाँ.
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it? Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clarand.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed. I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Maripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess, too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very...
In truth, all Monsieur Nervillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear...
Bro, I'm busy in ARCHON test. Whoever that person is. और राइजली पे जाना है क्या? Fortress of Maripede.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need. Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published on the cover of the Steambird?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Sir, please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend. Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now? Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse? Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the fortress?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes.
Other than that flying ship.
That's why I decided to...
You're too kind.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next...
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. Until then. All right. Last stop, the docks.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's the Arc 5. Oh, it's done, bro. Almost done. Don't care, but long fucking quest, bro. Long fucking quest. Good one, but still. Wow. Favonia's lens. What the heck is that? Energy? Huh? This is better. Down. Have to go for this. Taking shortcut is not easy.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
Traveler, Paimon.
Wow.
Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure. Please, write down my address.
You sure are working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later...
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture.
Got it.
Oh,
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's all right. You were more than happy.
Oh, I guess you haven't... After Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
A diplomatic gift?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
That's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't this seem a bit...
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows it?
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? I didn't think he'd have... But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right? What about Child?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Father!
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with signs. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks. Switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
And that's a wrap for me.
Huh?
You're... Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather...
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled...
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met, too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends. All right, then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so...
Did I get the pocket book? No, I didn't get the pocket. Tears among the stars. बैटल अभी ये सब अच्छा ये सब बाद में काम आएंगी चीजें 2 3 4 5 6 रखे हैं 7 8 9 नहीं चाहिए टोटल मतलब मेरे पास और ये काम नहीं करेंगे उसका वो देना चाहिए भाई हमें अंदर ही मतलब वो देना चाहिए कोई वे पॉइंट वगैरह ऊपर हाउस जाना ही नहीं है वेरी नाइस टाइम वेस्ट मैं ना सोचू यार कुछ मिस तो कर रहा हूँ मैं
In any case, you came...
All right, let's have it. So that's what happened? Fossilor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to
authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Fosular must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy of... Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Fosular finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too!
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association, or Fosular deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Fosular had Fontaine... hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got enough. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Mount Fontaine's future.
Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Fosular's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Fosular the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Fosular passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, that's right!
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
A nation of dragons?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you. The Harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Natlan.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
When we spoke to Lenny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly... We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you...
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on.
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power. What it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before.
I do not know what you speak of.
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such...
According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is what, regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to...
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
Ah, nice. You don't get much grades in this, like, oh, chest and all. I don't.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not. Wanted to...
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the no-seas actually are. I just thought they looked like chess pieces.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play. That is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
You should have given it to me, bro. But... Descender. The fourth descender. One of the noses are related to descenders and
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy. Comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all.
Don't worry. I don't die so easily.
But this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes.
Or now.
All the Fossa...
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Can you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water. And what ultimate?
Oh, finally. बच्ची तो नहीं और कोई आर्कन क्वेस्ट क्योंकि अगला तो मुझे यहीं जाना है ना अभी आएगी आर्कन क्वेस्ट एक चीज इसमें दूंगा ये भी बंदा पीटी बना रहा हूँ इसमें हाँ आर्कन क्वेस्ट पूरी हो गई 3.5 में 3.9 hours almost 4 घंटे आई आर्कन क्वेस्ट पूरी बट nothing to do here I should end the stream now.